Okay, welcome everyone. Super Saturday. We got a very cool guest today, Nick. Nick's from LA, Inland Empire area. So you pretty much go everywhere. So San Diego, LA, and Orange County, you got that whole area.
Yeah. And I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity, Tom. It's cool to meet this group. And now it seems like I'll have something to do on Saturdays at 10 now. So super cool.
Yeah, that's right. So you can't party on Fridays no more.
Hey, 10 a.m. is like not too early, so I'll still make it.
Sounds good. All
Awesome.
right, so let's roll through the agenda. So every week we go over a quick wins for the week, and then we're gonna have a quick 5-minute updates. We're gonna go over some news, and then we'll jump into our session today. So very quickly, we'd like to start out positive. Anyone had a win for the week? Anything cool? Anything exciting? Anything they want to share? Any wins? Any wins?
I got a win that has nothing to do with real estate. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah. Tell me more.
I got assigned, it wasn't exactly a promotion, but I'm working on a new project at work that's in the space I always wanted to be in. It's an artificial intelligence thing that's pretty big and really exciting for me. So I'm pumped about that.
Nice. That's pretty cool. So maybe you can build like a artificial text robot for us to get leads.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I actually considered like trying to get a job with Zillow or something just to get my hands on their data and like do some AI stuff, but I don't know, it's not realistic.
That'd be cool. Yeah, congratulations. That's really awesome. That field is just it's amazing. It's growing so fast, right?
Yeah, it really is. It's fun. I'm pumped.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so let's go needs and wants. So anyone has needs and wants throughout the week, just feel free to reach out, email me, and then we'll help you with your real estate business. So just let us know. Yeah, feel free to reach out. Anything you need help with, construction, private money, you need more deals, anything, just feel free to reach out. And we have some upcoming events today. So today is like a full-on agenda. So right after this meetup, there's another meetup. So I wish you guys can go, Nick, but it's in Fremont.
Yeah, I saw that. That would have been cool to head up there.
Yeah, maybe fly down sometime, hang out with the SAR group. It's another big group. They built their Facebook to like a couple of thousand members. Pretty amazing.
Wow. I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah, so join their Facebook group. They do commercial, they do everything, and they're all over the United States. So very impressive group over here.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're gonna go right after this. So as soon as we finish this session, we're gonna drive over there in Fremont. And then after Fremont, we have an open house in Fremont. So how perfect is that? So this is one of our listing that we just fixed up for the owner. We fixed up for the owner about $200,000. So that's another way to flip houses in a way, right? Because we're fixing it for the owner and then we get the commission. So let's say 2.5% commission of 1.3, that's like $30,000. So it's not bad. It's not bad to fix it up for the owner.
Hey, Tom, is it the one that we did the demo party?
That's the one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the one that you guys broke down the kitchen and everything.
So, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, thank you for breaking down that kitchen.
That one's done already? That was like less than a month ago, wasn't it?
That was
a couple of months.
Yeah, that was
really?
June. That took a little long, about 5 months. But we did a lot, brand new landscaping, everything. So everything's all new. Yeah, so feel free, everyone, come join us. We're gonna have snacks, boba, and food and wine and everything. We're gonna have a good time over here at this house. Everyone's invited.
I'm checking.
Is that the one that had the gate that was right by the park, or is that something else?
I think that's a different one. That's the Gilroy one.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. So Nick, we'll see you at 5 p.m. in the 6 hours to drive here, right?
Seriously, yeah, man, you guys hyped that up. It sounds fun.
Yeah.
So is that a creative finance? So it's like a way of doing that, right? It's like, hey, you don't want to give all this money to a flipper. How about we fix it up and then you pull the rehab and your commission back out of it at the end, right?
Exactly. It's kind of like we don't have to buy it at all. So we just fix it for the owner. So we raised the 200,000. So we raised the 200,000 from our private lenders, and then they put a deed against the house to make sure it's secured. And then we fix it. So now we get to list it.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And then do you put like a chunk of commission or anything for like the construction? Like, are you making anything on that side or just the listing?
Just the listing. Yeah, just
Okay.
the listing. So we product manage. So the contractor makes all that 200K. Yeah, contractors and all the subcontractors.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a really good product to offer, you know?
Yeah, it's another way to get a deal, and you don't have to buy it. So no holding costs, nothing like that.
But I guess your Tom, like if you were flipping it yourself, your margin would be a little higher, right? This is you just getting a smaller percentage, right?
Yeah. If we flipped it, we'll have to buy it like around, let's say 1.1, 1.2, but the owner knows that they can get more. So just offer to fix it to get the listing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the commissions in the Bay Area are really nice, 2.5%.
Hmm.
And we already got offers way over list price. So it's a pretty hot area, hot home. All right, so speaking of the market, so let's check out the real estate market. So you can see the real estate market in the Bay Area, Nick, is pretty crazy. So here's the MOS, and let's look at all the active single family in Santa Clara County. That's where we're located, Santa Clara County. So there's only 517 houses on the market right now, 517 houses. So how many home buyers are looking for houses right now in Santa Clara County? Probably a lot, right? And then out of those 500 homes, oh, where did my MLS go? Let me pull up the MLS again. So out of those 500 homes, how many are affordable under 1.2? Only 150. Only 150 are actually affordable. Everything else is unaffordable, right? So it's a very crazy market right now. It's very low. This is the lowest we ever seen the inventory. Usually, last month we had 600 houses on the market. Usually we have around 800 from all the previous months, 800 to 1,000, right? So the inventory just got cut in half in the Bay Area. No one's selling at all. So now let's check out the pending. How many pendings we have right now? I'll take out the price. Pending, we have 1,000 pendings. So 1,000 pendings, and under 1.2, we have 272 pendings. So pending is double the inventory, which is good. That's always a good sign. And let's check out how many sold. So 1,080 sold in the last 30 days. So we don't even have enough houses to sell. So if 1,000 houses get sold in 30 days, we only have 500 houses on the market. So it's crazy. It's getting bought up every month. All the inventory is getting bought up every single month. So it's a very hot market in the Bay Area. And this is for all the counties. So even like Alameda County, there's not many actives at all. So Alameda only has 619. San Mateo is even worse. San Mateo only has like 200, 300 houses on the market. So the whole Bay Area only has less than 1,000, 2,000 houses on the market. So that's why Bay Area is so crazy. And Bay Area is very small compared to other areas. So that's a quick market updates. And let's roll into this interesting news. So Zillow just changed their forecast for 2022. And let's take a guess. Did Zillow think prices would go up or down? What do you guys think? Did Zillow predict 2022 will go up or down? Yeah, up. Maybe you guys can point if you guys don't want to talk. Up or down, up or down. So everyone's saying up. We got two ups, three ups. How many more ups? So everyone's saying up. Man, you guys are so optimistic. I like it. So yes, you're right. So Zillow increased their appreciation from 11% to 13%. So they're saying the real estate market is going to go up another 13% to 14% by October 2022. So that's really fascinating. So imagine you bought a house today for $1 million. It's going to go up by 100 grand next year, according to Zillow. Can we trust Zillow? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, so Zillow's saying it's gonna go up. So that's good. That's good for us. That's good for the market. That's good for real estate as a whole. So we can still keep on flipping. We don't have to change careers yet. Maybe I'll join your company one day, Nathan, when the real estate market crashed. I'm gonna join the AI team. All right, so let's go into our main agenda. So we got Nick here. Nick's only 25 years old, locking up deals. That's amazing, Nick.
Let's go. Hey, you said fat deals right there. Let me just tell you, SoCal's pretty slim compared to your guys' numbers. So take it easy, all right?
Yeah, we like skinny deals too, as long as it makes money.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, am I able to share my screen on this?
Yeah. Let me make you co-host.
Okay.
I'll make you co-host, and then you can share screen and share all your secrets. So make co-host right here. Make co-host. All right.
Let's see. All right, can you guys see that?
Oh yeah, let me see. Why is it showing on this screen? Oh, here we go. So now it's showing on this screen.
Looks good to me.
Yeah. Okay. Can everyone see that?
Cool. This is like my first presentation since like high school, so this is fun. All right, guys. I'm just gonna go through like our 6 months really quick to give you some background, and then we'll see if there's any questions. But my name's Nick. Started this in May 2021. The term legit cash offers. We live in SoCal. I feel like everyone's slang down here is saying legit. So I was like, hey, like keep it super simple, right? So legit cash offers, and it just stuck, you know. I really don't like it sometimes, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. So just keep going forward. So May 2021, I came from door-to-door knocking, selling like solar, roofing, windows, all that good stuff. So I came from a sales background, and I remember I started getting into real estate in November of 2020, just seeing like TikToks and YouTubes and stuff. And you can only learn so much off YouTube, you know? So I just kept listening to Bigger Pockets and stuff. And it really starts eating away at your current job when you have such a passion for something, you know? So I was out knocking one day, and, you know, door to door, like every single door you're getting yelled at in SoCal. And so one day it just like got to me. I was like, you know what? I don't need to be yelled at anymore. I want to start my own thing, you know? So I had about 3 months of savings for myself and the business. And I was like, we're quitting today. Like today's my last day. And so I sat there when I got home, set up some goals. And yeah, as you can see, like I really wanted to take like social media seriously. I like set up like my little ghetto office and like started posting videos, and my goals were 4 flips by May 2022, and we got 4 flips already. So like we're doing good.
Wow.
And then I have this larger goal. I was really into like the passive income side when I first started, of 7,000 a month by 28 years old. So I think we're going to crush that one as well. But yeah, so it was cool to see my original goals of just 4 flips by a whole year. You know, to me right now, that seems like super low for SoCal. So, but yeah, started in May. These are active. These are the 4 deals we got. Let me move this. It's in the way. So we got 4 deals. And the reason I want to talk about our 4 deals is because it's pretty much from like all different types of marketing, you know? So we got one from a realtor. This fix and flip was from, I'll go through them individually, but this fix and flip was from a wholesaler. This one was from our own marketing, and the 4th one was from our own marketing. So 4 deals, and it's going to be cool to show you guys the timeline, because you can see when there's blips of open windows is when we're implementing new tasks. And so it's very important to teach all the new people and the people that are doing this right now to stay consistent and stay positive during the slow times, you know. And most of you guys, I'm guessing, are from Northern California. So with the tougher market, I can understand, like, you have to be really patient and really positive, you know. It's nice to surround your guys' self with stuff like this, with in-person meetups and stuff, because you go there and it amps you up, you know. So always trying to stay positive. So this is the deal timeline. So started in May. That in May, I was watching a lot of Bigger Pockets, and they were like, you know, like, here's some like free stuff you can be doing. So you can call agents, you can do MLS. And so I started calling agents like immediately. And just within a week, I called an agent and she was super nice in my area. And a week later, she just called me with a lead, and it turned into a wholesale for me. So that was pretty cool. We jumped forward to June. I was really involved with a guy named Ryan Pineda and his mastermind. And it was a very large chunk for me of money to join, but I think I needed more pressure. I work really good under pressure. So I took a chunk of my savings for those 3 months and invested in the mastermind, and it taught me a lot about paid marketing. So that next, or in June as well, we got a wholesale deal from a Facebook lead. So 2 leads now, 2 deals from free. So just Facebook and calling someone on the phone. And then August, you have paid marketing starts, and then you're going to have a little chunk here. So August all the way to October is when we got our next deal. So paid marketing is a little more difficult. You're paying monthly, and you're trying to figure out your system, what's going to work best, you know. And so we got a deal in Lake Elsinore from land in October. And then just this month, we got a Hemet deal. So now I'm going to break down the deals and like kind of how we got them. So my first mistake in business was getting this pocket listing from an agent, guys. So she calls me, she says, if we can get 500 for the deal, they'll sign. And she thought that ARV was about 600, let's say. So I sat there and I was like, wow, if I tried to do this deal, like it'd be too slim. I'm going to try to get it to another flipper. So I was new, I was still pretty naive. So I called around, and few people weren't interested. And then one guy was like, you know what, that deal looks a little slim. We're going to give you $5,000 for it. And to me, I was like, oh, cool. $5,000. That sounds great. You know? So I closely watched him throughout the process in a month, because as you can see, it's not that bad. You know, it looks like a decent house. So as you can see, all they did was put some grass, and they bought it for 500. I think his rehab was 30. I put 30 to 40 because it was ranging on his plans, but he sold it for 685 a few months later, and I only made $5,000. So the point of this was now that I know this, I mean, we could have made a whopping of money, you know, just knowing your options. So if I was a part of a mastermind or a part of a bigger group, I feel like I would have been taught to hold that deal for myself, you know, and make some more money and get some financing, some help from others. But who cares? You know, it's a lesson learned. We made $5,000. The company's positive. The first month we started, like, this is great, you know. So it was really cool to see that big number it sold for. So that's 185 over the purchase price. They only held, it was vacant too. So in SoCal, that's like a big deal for it being vacant. So anyways, I consider it a mistake, but it's a positive mistake. We made money. So we jump into June. We saw a lead from Facebook from a wholesaler. So another free deal. It was for 300,000, but it was posted on a holiday weekend. And I emphasis on the holiday weekend because a lot of people weren't on Facebook. I saw no comments on it. So I hit him up and I said, I ran the numbers and I said, we'll purchase it for 330, like right now. And so, cause I knew he was the type of wholesaler where he was going to try to get a bidding war for it, you know? So he accepted our offer. We were in at 330, and we had a few options for the rehab. So I don't know if you guys know about Palm Springs and stuff, but like you'll have 3 of the same houses. One's for 8, one's for 5, and one's for 3. And it just varies. Like the ARVs in the area is just really crazy. It's a huge Airbnb area and stuff like that. So our options were, we could do a rehab of like 15K. So just get it like more in better condition, just like paint and carpet and stuff like that. And our ARV would have been around 450, or do like a full rehab of like 80K, and it would be more towards 600. But what's weird is the profit kind of stayed the same because you factor in money costs and all of that. So, but first we needed to get it vacant. So with this one, it had a tenant, and we had to do cash for keys. They let the pool go, and this is how I was there at 1 a.m. This is how they left the house, changed out the locks, got them out. That was a fun experience for a second deal. So yeah, so we ended up doing the hotel route. So we went in there, cleaned it up because it's like a good looking house once it was cleaned up. So here's some pictures of it when we listed on the MLS. Looks beautiful, right? Just nice and clean, super simple. You know, it's a good starter home for someone out there. But what do we all know in real estate investing, guys? It's how you react to a situation. So we listed it. We come Friday to do some listings, and bam, we get a flood, you guys. So it went from this beautiful house to me getting pictures a week later, saying that there's they open the door and there's like a foot of water and all of that. So my first reaction was, heck yeah, that means insurance is going to get in there and we're going to get new flooring, full rehab. And that's exactly what happened. So, I mean, a lot of people would, I feel like, would freak out and stuff, but it's all numbers to us, guys. Like, it shouldn't be emotional about it, you know? So, yeah, so that's exactly what happened. So they ripped out everything. We're doing new flooring. Let's see. I don't know if
I wonder, how did it flood? Did someone leave a sink on or something, or?
So do you know, so this one's in JV, we're JVing this with Alex Camacho.
Yeah.
For some reason, I've known this from when I was a kid, but whenever you move into a new home, you always change out those plastic fittings on the L fitting on the toilets, you know? You always change those to metal.
Right.
But I don't think they did that on this one. And so that was the culprit. It just cracked and it flooded the house. It was kind of like suspicious, it seemed like, because like we were letting people, other agents show the house, you know, and we just got there and it was like this. So that was super unfortunate. We were out of town at the time as well. So it's always good to have a team, a solid team, you know, that can be taking care of stuff while you're out of town.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they came through, and now our new plan, I didn't get any pictures, but we got flooring going in, and then the whole inside is going to be a nice gray, quartz counters. All these are getting ripped out.
Yeah.
So now we're going back to like the full rehab side of thing. And what's cool is we all know the market. It's okay for it to be sitting longer now because it's just appreciating more. So our profit actually is going up now. Insurance is covering a lot of it. So this deal has turned into more of a positive thing. So
can I ask, what type of insurance did you have? Because do you have to have vacant insurance, or you just had regular insurance that covered that?
So that's a good question. I actually don't know that. So we have Alex running the insurance on this one. But what I did know is they did cover, he said it was fully covered. So I can clarify that. I can text them really quick. But they did cover that. And then I think they're covering some added stuff they're doing with the contractors while they're there. So
nice.
Yeah. And
you
then
got a free rehab.
Yeah, pretty much. That was like my initial thought when it happened. I was like a lot of people were kind of bummed, and I was like, hey, this is a good thing, you know, like look at this old Spanish tile. Like no one wants to, you know, like no one wants this kitchen, you know, we all want like the brand new kitchen, you know. So now we got this nice flooring going in, and the whole kitchen, it should be listed within a week. That's when we're planning on having it relisted. So sorry, I don't have any finished photos, but this was from last week. So
nice. So are you telling us to flood all of our houses?
Yeah. So personally, I would have liked the cash a month ago, like the payout from the flip to expand our marketing more, but things happen. So it's cool because it's just like for the second deal, I got to get tenants relocated, and we had to help them. We had to do cash for keys. I had to be there for locks at 1 a.m. and then deal with this flood. I feel like it's so much to learn on a second deal. So it's like a perfect thing. It's like I just got thrown in like the basket or the bucket, you know. So yeah. Then after this deal, we went a few months without anything because we were getting into marketing, and there's so many different marketing channels, and you have to have a lot of cash flow for that, and you have to be consistent. That's the hard thing. You can't just send out 1,000 calls or 1,000 texts and expect a result, you know. So we were marketing in Hemet for single family homes, and we got this guy that had some land, and he had 2 lots of land. And at first I was like, I can't do anything with that, like, you know, so I kind of left it alone. But what it turned out to be was I was talking about it with another investor later on, and he was like, bro, like that will sell in that area. So called the owner back. He wanted 12,000, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to offer 8, like see if that, like how his feelings are, see if he's going to have hurt feelings for that. Because in the area, the lots of land were selling for about 15 to 20 each in that area for that size. So I was like, you know what, I'll offer 8. So I offered 8 and he was like 8,500. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. Like $8,500. Everyone's got that, you know, it's not that hard for 2 pieces of land for 8,500 in SoCal. Like that will pay off, you know?
Yeah.
Luckily we found within like a week, someone that wanted it, they were going to combine them and just put a manufactured and resell it for around 350. He bought it for 30 grand. So the company profited 21 grand off of just one simple lead, you know, so that lead cost us, I think it was $28 when you look at your like KPIs. So now after doing that, now every single lead that comes in, we're looking at from all different directions now, because it's like, I could have just easily forgotten about this, you know, and, yeah, I just think now that every lead, there's always going to be a buyer out there. So we're treating that more, it's like sophisticated and stuff. So never think a deal is gone or something like that, you know? So that was cool, but that was our first deal from paid marketing. So that was a huge deal. That was in October. We saw that the marketing was working, you know? And so we moved to now in November, we got another deal from our marketing and SMS. This is actually a package deal. We're working on the second one right now with the owner, but we agreed on a 320 purchase price. There's one that sold down the street, exact condition, just stock, like ready to go for 400. And so we can potentially do a wholesale, but when you have connections with people, the guy I'm working with on this one, he has a buyer at 430, pre-qualified. She wants that exact area, that exact location. So we're actually going to go in and do about 35 in work and sell it to her for 430. We have lots of exit strategies on this one. We were going to wholesale it for like 15 grand. But we are deciding to go this route because we'll make about 60 grand and it will be another good deal. But the thing with this one that's strange is, as you can see, there's not really any work to be done. It's old, but it's not like we're so used to seeing like fire damage and like just really hoarder houses and stuff. But this one's like, bro, you come in here and you paint it up and paint up the outside and you got a beautiful home for this area too. This is not a high-end area at all. As you can see, purchase prices are super low. So so we're working on this one actively. We should be we're trying to finish it by December 31st. So the beginning of the year, this one will be on the MLS. It's just going to be that pocket listing to that owner that's looking in this area. So that one's going to be a cool one. But yeah, guys, I can't do all of this without our team. So I started learning really quickly that delegating is going to be your biggest thing that holds you back, because you can only handle so much work yourself, you know, and when you have a lot of smart minds in there, it just becomes easier and easier every day. So my wife, Celeste, she was going to school to become a teacher. She's down there in the, I don't know if you guys can see her, but she's in the room too. But she was going to school to be a teacher. And I was like, hey, I don't know how to say this in the nicest way, but we're going to make a lot of money. And I feel like you're going to be stuck at this job. Come work for me. Like come to the dark side, you know? So because I saw a lot of potential in her, like the way she was doing her like schoolwork and stuff. Like I was like, geez, this girl's like overqualified. So I need that, because I'm in the clouds every day. Like I'm the dreamer, you know? And so I needed more consistency. So I brought her in, and she's very analytical. So she's handling our all of our incoming leads, all of our marketing right now. And she's pretty much overseeing every single thing I'm doing, because the quicker I can remove myself from the lug side of like the business, the faster I can go out and start raising more private money, start thinking of different ways we can expand the business. Also, I wanted someone working for me for the MLS. And so we hired Matthew. He's a brand new agent, and he's like super motivated. And what's cool is he sits there all day and looks at all of the MLS deals and sends out offers all day. Wow. And I tried that for a while, but I'm not consistent, you know, like I can't sit there for 4 hours and make offers, you know? So I realized that about myself, and I went out and found Matthew. And the cool thing with Matthew is he's such a, he has so many huge goals that we share together that I really want to work my best to make sure to give him what he wants, and I know he'll give back to the company very quickly. So we have a pretty large pay structure for him set up, and with a huge bonus till the end of the year. And just doing stuff like that is what's gonna create this business into something that people want to work for. You know, like they want to work for a good company that takes care of them. And we're not all about profit. Like we want to make sure the team's being paid out well, so that they're wanting to come to work. They're wanting to work with us, you know. And I think Celeste is going to be a huge asset to that. I'm more of a entrepreneur. Like I like to start things and then move on and start other things, you know. So we're going to try to build this up, but I'm trying to create her as the main lead for the company. So that's going to be exciting. But yeah, but anyways, having a rock star team, guys, is going to help you grow. So and the crazy part is people don't know, like most of these positions are what's it called, are commission and stuff. So like for your guys is like all your different sectors of stuff, it's all usually commission. A lot of people think you have to pay salary and stuff, but the commission makes more competition and makes more competitiveness, and makes the employee want to work harder. So I came from commission, and I know how it is on door knocking. I went for like 3 months with no pay, and then I got the largest commission check. And so it's just that having that pressure is another good thing. But a lot of people think like it costs monthly to have an employee, and it doesn't, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Let's go through some questions. Let's see.
All right, very cool. So basically, you just started a couple months, and you joined the mastermind. You started marketing, and for your marketing, so Facebook marketing actually works. It actually gets you deals.
Yeah. So for our paid marketing, we're doing SMS and cold calling.
Yeah.
We have a lot of other stuff we want to do. We just know it's not the smartest time for us because of money. Like we ran out of our 3 months of stuff. So I'm doing stuff on the side to build a business. But as far as our paid marketing, cold calling and SMS are super cheap. Those are just stuff we have going every day. Our free marketing is going to be MLS, scouring Facebook for other wholesalers, getting on their list and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as for us, for our marketing, we're kind of going to transition this next year. Our big news for our company is we're transitioning to kind of a nationwide wholesaler mindset.
Interesting. Okay.
Because we've been doing a lot of research, and for every house that we get here, we could get about 4 houses in a different state. So, and the profits are usually, so for every 4 out of state, there's usually the same profit as 1 house here, but we want to start bringing in volume. I come from a sales background, so I'm more of like a quick type of salesy person. And so I like that mindset, and we know we need a lot of cash flow for this next year if we want to grow, because eventually San Diego is my favorite market. It's more of like a North California, higher end, higher quality finishes and stuff. And that's what I'm looking toward. I like the design aspect as well. So, but yeah, so for our marketing, we just have those 2 paid marketing things. We want to be doing like ringless voicemail and postcards and stuff like that, but it's just not in our budget right now. So we'll do that next year.
Nice. So how much are you spending average right now a month on marketing?
About 3,000. So 1,500 for SMS, 1,500 for cold calling.
Yeah.
December, we're bumping it up to about 4,500 because we're adding in more texting. But yeah, so about that much per month. Not too bad.
Okay. Are you using Lead Sherpa for texting?
No, so we're using Batch, but they had the best deliverability rate. We're getting about above 80% consistently, and the numbers aren't getting spammed. But right now with cold calling, and this is why having these groups and masterminds are good, because right now cold calling is kind of going through something where they're having that a lot of issues with numbers being marked as spam like almost instantly now, and through a bunch of these big companies. So a lot of us are transitioning the cold callers to CallRail and some other ones that are like guaranteeing that they're not going to go spam. And so that's the thing with business, guys, is always making sure you can like be non-emotional and transition instantly. So like if we get a call one day and they're like, bro, Batch Leads is not working right now for SMS, we should be able to switch within minutes to a different platform and be okay with it, you know? So you should never stick to one thing. You don't ever want to be bottlenecked, because in this business, if you're down for a week, that could affect the whole month in the future, So
Right.
always making sure you're not bottlenecked. But yeah, so we're using batch leads for SMS. We're going to transfer into more of a like a non-company wide texting platform. So we're going to get a developer to create a program that's going to be doing it without batch. And it's going to be a little cheaper, but can't really talk about that much because it's not, I'm not too aware. I'm not a programmer. We're just going to pay someone to do it, but we want to be texting through a different service that's not so mainstream. So, and we're capped with batch at 1,000 per account. So now we have to create more accounts, and every account is an extra $200 a month. So you're just racking up those costs, So
yeah, so you're gonna create your own platform.
Yeah. And it's not even like a platform, but pretty much, yeah. That's a way to say it.
Yeah, we were using a lead Sherpa, so we paid $500 a month for lead Sherpa, and we were able to send 5,000 texts a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, 5,000 a month?
Yeah.
Okay, no, we're sending 1,000 a day, so almost 30,000 a month. We want to be sending like 20,000 a day. That's our goal. But when you're using these platforms, they have on these I think we're at 3 cents a text or 0.3 cents a text or something like that, and it's costing about 30 a day to text, $30 to $40, but that's not going to be affordable when you're sending out 20,000 a day, So
that's expensive.
we're going to try to build this software where we can do 20,000 a day, but we're not even ready for that just yet. We're just trying to get it started because to afford that, it's going to be expensive, but we want to be able to text our whole month in one day. You know what I mean? Like, that's our eventual goal by halfway through next year, probably Q2, is to get to that level. Because you guys, if you look at the way people market and stuff, when you, if we sit there for a whole month, you text 1,000 a day and you get one contract that whole month. Why couldn't you have just done that all on day one? Because that one guy would have texted you back. You know what I mean? So right now we're stuck sending only 1,000 a day, but we know there might be a lead in there. So why not just text your whole list in one day? You know what I mean? So the more money and the more effort and consistency you put into marketing, the more you're going to get back. It's just a numbers game,
Yeah, very nice. You're gonna send 1,000 a day and then 20,000 a day. That's a lot.
Yeah. So right now we're at 1,000 a day with batch. We're gonna, right while we're building that software, we're gonna create another account to send out 2,000 a day. So we're capped on that, and batch right now is still keeping its deliverability good and stuff, so that's good. And then also when you go up to the 20,000, now you're talking about more data, and data is a very big subject because you can buy data from, like, say, batch, but 30,000 contacts is going to cost you like $4,000 or something ridiculous, or you can go through someone like, I don't know if you guys know Josh Chan. He's in San Francisco, I think. So he's a big list creator. He's like 80% accuracy, and his whole list for 30,000 would be $500. So it's like, what's that?
That's not bad. $500.
It's 3 cents per skip. Yeah. And we've been using his data. It's about 80% accuracy to us. That's great. It's $500 versus like thousands,
That's right.
So, but what I've learned is there's, from all the big players in the marketing channels and stuff, from the big wholesalers, they all get data different ways. But what's crazy is we're all using the same data. Like, you can't just make up imaginary data. So, yeah, guys, it's just being consistent and just making sure you're not bottlenecked on anything.
Nice. I like that. You're very consistent on the marketing. 1,000 texts a day. We were trying to do 5,000 a month, but it wasn't consistent. Sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't, since we got busy.
Yeah. I've noticed with the Northern California guys, you guys are more, the people up there, the homeowners are very smart. You know what I mean? So you can't text them and say, hey, your house is it for sale? And they know it's 400, but you're going to offer 250, like up there, they know their house's value. So it seems to me like it's a lot more creative financing and a lot more MLS type deals,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know how, well, from what I know, then the reason why we're going out of state, marketing works very well in the middle states of the US. Like, you can send out text and get deals quickly. Even in SoCal, we send out our 1,000 texts and we get about 50 of them back, like that just want asking price, because they know, even though it's a pile of a dump for the house, they know they're worth, you know. So
Yeah.
you don't see a lot of big wholesaling companies marketing California, New York, like these big states, you know, where people are pretty smart. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna try like Oklahoma, Ohio, and other stuff. You know, we just don't want to be bottlenecked in SoCal, because if we got 4 deals in SoCal in 6 months, like we should be able to have 16 deals in 6 months in another state. So that's just a numbers game compared to others. So
You're gonna expand to Oklahoma, Ohio.
we want to go nationwide. It's just
every single state.
yeah, it's just capped. It's just capped on marketing funds. That's the only thing that's capping us. And so it's just taking the right steps and making sure we don't trip over ourselves. And so we'll definitely be going to Ohio first, and then it's just taking those steps to build that side up and build a team there. And you know, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Are you gonna hit any other areas of California, like cheaper areas, Fresno, Sacramento, or
Fresno was actually one of the areas I wanted to try. I've heard good things from Fresno about the wholesaling side. So we actually have a good friend. Do you guys know Justin? You're wrong.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think I met him yet.
Yeah, he's a pretty big well, he's getting into wholesaling there, and he's gotten a few deals remotely. And so he's doing about the same amount of marketing as us as well. But yeah, Fresno is a good area. We'll always be in California though. Like we'll never stop here. We like California. We've lived here our whole life. So because there's juicy deals here. Like I know you guys know that. So yeah, we'll be here, but I know for our marketing dollars while we're starting this next year is going to be best spent somewhere else. So
yeah, okay, so try different areas, and then but still flip in your area because you're there locally. It's easier to manage.
Yeah,
so just hit everywhere. Okay, so text blast everywhere, get more flips. And then how are you gonna build your cash flow? Are you gonna buy some Airbnbs, or what's your goal there?
You know, I'm the dreamer, so I have like a whole list of stuff I want to do. It's just taking the steps and making sure I don't screw other parts of the business. But arbitrage, Airbnbs, Joshua Tree, like there's just so much I want to get into. And it's hard because like we log on to Instagram, and you see everyone doing all this crazy stuff. So right now our main goal is going to be wholesaling, create cash flow. So for the first 2 quarters of the year, it's just going to be cash. And then for the second, if we can do what we wanted to do and meet our goals for this next year, the second part of the year is definitely going to be trying to acquire rentals, because we know we're going to have to cost seg all of that cash flow. So
I heard Joshua Tree is limiting the amount of Airbnb permits now, so you have to wait for it.
Pretty much everywhere in the United States, they're starting to crack down. It's unfortunate. The thing is the thing I'm learning now is I think people, if you get into an area that they're limiting permits, it's going to be awesome if you can acquire it, because then you can sell that house with the permit. So that's another little thing I'm thinking about, you know, because if you can get a good property, get on that list, rent it out regularly, and then once you get approved for Airbnb, that value is now doubled because you can sell it to someone that has cash that already wants to get started on Airbnb. So
that's right. Okay, so another cash business or profit business. And then there's a question
that I saw from Brian.
How much were you invested in debt in the beginning before making your first big profit? So I guess
we had 3 months of savings. So no really debt, because those first 2 deals were just we're just free marketing. And so no debt from any of the marketing channels.
How much do you think you spent in coaching and things like that in the beginning?
So coaching was free from YouTube for those first few deals. But once we jumped into the coaching program, the thing I learned, it's not really about the material. It's just being around multimillionaires and people that have done this for a while. And so they bring so much value, because your questions to them are just like them waking up and eating cereal in the morning. It's like so easy, you know?
Right.
And so being able to have that like Facebook group or being able to talk to these people, it speeds up your business super quick. So that was a chunk of money. I don't know if I want to say like the total amount, but it was a large chunk.
10,000, 20,000, 30,000.
About 20,000. So that's for a year. a year long, and then after that it comes down to like a super low number. So
Yeah.
the thing I found from that though is they have weekly calls, and you hear so much about like the market, about end buyers, about iBuyers, and like stuff like that I wouldn't have known about from YouTube. Like I feel like some of these YouTube gurus don't share stuff, you know. And what's cool is like in my area, I have like 10 people in that group that are all in SoCal. So we all talk every week. And we're asking like, hey, how did you get that deal and what's working for you? So it's like a interconnected network. So I always suggest paying for knowledge, because when we paid for it, it like doubled its money like almost immediately with those extra 2 deals that we got. So yeah. And then someone said, so yeah, no, he asked also the first big profit. I really haven't seen a first big profit yet. I have really high goals. So anything under 50,000 is not a big profit. I mean, I stopped my full-time job. We were making good money with solar sales. First big profit is these smaller deals are not, they're just like kind of just paying for marketing right now. So haven't gotten to that first big profit, and we're kind of having a split deals in JV. So profits are limited, but once we get some more private money, I think we're going to be bringing in some big deals this next year. Asked about the goal setting, split everything into quarters, make your goals where you can't even fathom that you can make them, because so it sounds really crazy. So everyone like kind of made fun of me when I did it, but on my birthday, it was in August. So I was only in the business for a few months. I was like, I'm going to make $1 million by my next birthday. I'm going to become a millionaire in a year. And, you know, all my family members they're all like, there's no way, like, he's not going to do that. And then all of like the smaller business partners were like, okay, man, like, you know, we'll see if you can do it. But, you know, the funny part was all of the millionaires I know, all the really high end people were like, that's it? Like, that's your goal? You know, like it was easy to them. So after speaking to them, now I'm like thinking even bigger than that. But what's crazy is, I mean, Elon Musk said it best. I'm not going to like try to quote him, but if I sat here realistically and said, I want to make 200,000 this next year, you know, like that's like a regular job to me. Like, that's not that motivating to me. You know what I mean? Like, if you make so if you set a $200,000 goal and you get 100,000, you know, you only made half your goal. But if I set $1 million goal and I at least get halfway to my goal, 500,000, you know? So I always set my goals a little larger, because if I do make it, heck yeah. But if I don't, at least we got a lot further than setting a smaller goal. I think Elon Musk said, if you give yourself 6 months to do something, and I'm going to screw it up. I can't, I wish someone could chime in and help me out with it. But he said something like, if you give yourself 6 months to do something.
6 months, right?
Yeah. So he said, always cut it down to like 6 weeks. So same thing. Like I put a big target on my back because I work well under pressure. And so, but yeah, goal setting, I would do it quarterly goals, yearly goals. I don't really do, everyone always has like a 5 and 10 year goal, but like, man, like to imagine a 5 and a 10 year goal to me is like really tough. I mean, you can put out some like business goals for 5 years, but realistically, like you should be advancing and growing so quickly, you shouldn't even know like a year out, you know? So that's my opinion. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. All right. So we have a couple more minutes, almost 11 already. That was quick. Anyone have any questions for Nick? Any questions? Any more questions before? Are you looking for more partners and investors? Actually,
Always.
private money, right? Private money. You need private money for your financial.
Yeah, we need gap funding. I mean, we're giving away 50% to these JV people, and it's expensive, man. So our 60,000 profit on our Hemet deal is now going to be 30, and so we're always looking for private money. We haven't really marketed it yet, though. That was our goal for December, starting to like tell people like, hey, we've gotten 4 deals. These are our profits. Your return could be, you know, because I know we're not legally allowed to say that, but yeah, so we're always looking for partnerships, investors, anything like that. We're a big growing company, and we're going to have a lot of social media this next year, and so I know a lot of people are going to want to jump on board. So always
very cool. So combine it with hard money, right? So raise the 10% down payment, get hard money.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, we have really good relationships with hard money already, even though I barely use them. I just feel like they answer my call every single time very quickly, and they're really good to hang out with. And so
nice.
My mentor before, so my mentor was YouTube and myself. I just always just had a big dream, you know. So, but my mentor right now, we're still in the Ryan Pineda group. So he's out of Vegas. They're like there's different mentors, guys. Like you have to realize your different goals. Some people want to just do the 4 flips a year, you know, because it replaces their job, and they like it as a job, you know, like they like going to the flips and stuff. But Ryan Pineda's mentorship is more on like building a scalable business. So he's trying to teach you how to do from 5 flips a year to 100 flips a year. And so obviously in like the Bay Area, if you're doing 100 flips a year, like you're crazy, you know, you shouldn't be doing that much, you know. So it just depends on your area, but I'm more of like a analytical numbers guy, dreamer. So I like the consistency of doing like 5 flips a month for next year. So, or 5 wholesales a month. So someone asked in Texas. Texas is crazy. We have a really good friend in Texas who's killing it in wholesaling, multi 6 figures a month in profit. He's killing it out there. But Texas is awesome. Everyone, from what I've heard, Texas is going to be star-based. So you just know most of Silicon Valley is going to be moving to Texas. I've also heard Utah is the next Silicon Valley. So yeah, Texas is, I think Texas is going to be a pretty big state. It's already a pretty big state. It's very, very hard to get into networking. And we're definitely not going to be networking there. There's just a lot of big players already there. But you just know with all the big companies that are moving there now, and they're bringing a lot of high paying employees. So you just already know that area is just booming. I wish I had him on here for the numbers, because I remember him talking about it. You looked where the base of these big companies are starting, all of a sudden, all of those homes are just like doubling in cost, you know, and that's just the start of it. Like we know they're going to hit millions soon, you know? So yeah, Texas is an awesome opportunity, I think. Awesome.
Very cool. All right. So any more questions? And then let's get our...
I have a question.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, go for Irish.
Hey, Nick. Hey,
what's
Tom.
up,
What's up? Nick, thanks for coming on. I think it's really cool hearing your story and just kind of how much you guys have achieved, you know, in the past 6 months. And I really resonated with how you mentioned that it's, you know, kind of taking care of your people, and it's people first before profits. And one of the things that Alex Camacho always talks about is leaders develop other leaders. So I was just curious if you can share, you know, what are some of the things that you're doing right now to develop your team, whether that's like an organizational structure or, you know, kind of making sure that they're set up for success. Just some of the things that you're doing in your own business to develop your team members.
Awesome. Thank you, Irish. So you guys, Irish, I feel like her and I are best friends and we don't even know each other. It's just all networking. Like, so Alex Camacho, this is how I started. So I saw he was doing like a weekly webinar, and I just wanted to create value for him. So whenever you're dealing with people that are doing what you want to do, if you go up to them and create value. So what I did was like always ask him if he needed help with his webinar, if he needed help in SoCal, even if he needed a ride from the airport, because he's always traveling. So always create value for that person, and they will take you under their wing and tell you stuff that most people won't tell you, you know? So I did that with Alex, and I think that's how I met Irish, through that. But networking with people that are doing the stuff you want to do and creating value is one of the biggest things. Now to Irish's question on team building. So from what I've seen, a lot of people use books. Like a lot of people use leadership books. They always are recommending them. So anytime anyone recommends something, I'm always ordering it on Amazon. It kind of just sits on my desk. I'm still new to this. So what I did is when I think back to when I was an employee, I remember I had some really great bosses, because we were in sales, and like literally every day was about you, the employee. Like the boss never showed weakness, never showed anything like that. He would show up with a smile and he'd make sure that you're having a good day. He would sit there and motivate you and all that, because you as the employee is what is creating that business. So I think, like, I have a daughter, she's 4. Like, if every day I wasn't a dad or a good person to her, like, how is she going to grow, you know? So every day, well, like, my one employee is here with me in my own house. So it's like it's like constant motivation for her to work harder, because I'm like, hey, if we work harder, we get better things in life. But my other employee, I text him every morning. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Are you going to kill it today? And he always like gets super amped up. And so it's just little things like that that can make someone's day, you know, because at the end of the day, like, you have a person working for you, and you want them to know their worth, and like why they should be working for you. So but as far as like leadership goes, I think if you just always put them first, and always treat them like your baby, like, honestly, like you always want to defend them. Like, if we're all out in public and we're like working and stuff, like, they know they're coming first, you know. It's not like they're just some random person on the street. So I don't really know if that answers the question. As far as like structure goes and stuff, like, we have weekly meetings, and yeah, I mean, I'm from sales, so it's just like constant motivation. Like, people like motivation. But yeah, I'm still learning. I don't have that many employees yet to be like having more of a structure, but I do know I will hire coaching for when you're expanding the business to bigger, to learn how to treat these employees with more structure. Because right now it's kind of like, hey man, like, are you going to kill it on MLS today? And he's 1099, so you can't really say much, like, are you going to like show up to work today and stuff like that, you know? So, but yeah, I hope that kind of answered that question.
Yeah, that's good. Always checking on them.
Thank you.
Yeah, motivate them, checking on them. So that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motivation goes far for commission jobs, guys. Like these people are working for free. So when you're sitting there saying like, dude, if you get this check, like, it's going to change your life, you know?
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Very cool. Okay. So thank you for sharing all that good information. It's 11 o'clock, so we'll get ready to wrap up. Can we get a selfie before we go? A super Saturday selfie with everyone. Can everyone show your beautiful faces, and we'll take a quick picture. Okay, everyone ready? 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Wave at the camera. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys, for having me. What a great opportunity.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you, Nick. Really appreciate it. I'd love to see your product down in SoCal. So we'll hang out one day. So
awesome, Tom. I appreciate it. Have a good time at your meetups later.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.